Just set the stage. Why? Because we're talking about yard work.
We are.
And this week is perfect for it. And it's been a long winter, so there may be a lot of work to do, and it's got to be done right. So to get your yard looking in tip-top shape for spring and summer, we brought Hannah Welker, and the experts over at Bricolos. And, oh, there's the mulch.
Yeah, guys,
My favorite
you got
color
to mulch. Yeah, it's a great, no red here, Norma, no red in this yard. It's a good color mulch. And we're spreading it, we got to spread it correctly and make sure we don't cover up any plants. Is that right, Terry?
Yeah. So you can see we have some plants emerging here. You want to pay attention to what's in the bed. All it needs is, this specific bed needs a thin layer. We know that the mulch is pretty deep here, so we're just doing a thin layer for some color and some extra fresh organic matter on top of there. But again, we can't go by calendar date. We're going by growing degree days, and the growing degree days are behind right now. So this is just emerging. Plants are just coming awake. So you want to be cautious about spreading it too thick on top of plants that haven't even come up yet. So
you're reminding people that you don't need, if you already have a layer of mulch from years past, you don't need to put down necessarily 3 inches of mulch. You really only need to cover it for looks.
Correct. Just the top dressing of some fresh mulch. This will last right through the season, and it doesn't need to be thick. If this is a new bed, if this was all soil, you would want to do 2 to 3 inches, a heavy coat. Now again, mulch the purpose of it is to retain moisture in the bed. It keeps organic matter feeding to the plants. It breaks down. There's a lot of good to it, so there's a benefit. If it's too thick, it's going to stifle growth, so you want to pay attention to that.
Almost suffocate that. I want to take a walk over here. You told me when we first got here, they have a Japanese, what type of Japanese tree is this?
This is an Acer palmatum. It's a Japanese maple, so it's a cut-tooth Japanese maple.
Japanese maple, but look at the roots, okay? The bottom of the tree, you said this is crucial. If you are mulching, what do you want to look at?
A common problem that we see is that people create mulch volcanoes, and they want to pile the mulch up here so there's a nice even look. What happens is this is a very important part of the tree.
Right.
And there's a lot of oxygen exchange, and it's breathing through there. If you cover that up and create a volcano for aesthetic value, it's really going to suffocate the tree. And over time, over a couple of years, it could kill it, and then you'll see sucker growth. So you want to leave this. It's the root flare, it's called, on the tree. You want to leave that exposed, and that's a good indicator, especially with deciduous trees. So
yeah, so don't mulch too high, people, just so it looks good. Keep an eye on the type of plant that you're working with. Also, these holly bushes, they've put this, I guess, netting around it to just block it from the wind and the cold, because that's what a lot of people do in the winter. So they'll take this down eventually. Right.
This is going to be taken down today. These are evergreens. So evergreens in the cold winter winds, they lose moisture, and that's where you get the browning. This is a little barrier for that, and also keeps the deer away from these specific shrubs. But you want to make sure you remove it at the right time, and you want to make sure you put it up securely so it doesn't lay on top of the shrubs in the winter.
And real quick, to finish up, 30 seconds left, Sophia is cutting back some perennials. Real quickly, Sophia, tips on doing this. Why do you do it?
You're cleaning out the old year's growth so that the new stuff can come in. You can see that we have some live little guys in here. Some people will do this in the fall time. Other people will leave this up so that the birds can eat the seed heads. Coneflowers, euthanasia, even zinnias, which is the annual. You leave it up and you're feeding your little feathered friends.
Yeah, so clean it out before you get your beds ready. Guys, I hope we've given you a lot of tips. Terry, thank you so much. Nice working with you. If you have any part-time, I can help. But it's been fun. Focus on your yard, people, and don't be worried if you think you're behind.